Oh, hello, my name is Greg, and welcome to This Flippin' Furniture. You might notice that the outside of my home looks a little different. Well, we have moved. I haven't posted any videos lately because I haven't had the chance to get all the furniture flips done. So, my first job is going to be to find a home for all of this stuff. Most of this came out of my shop, and you'll see that I have a lot of work to do out here, which really means this flipping furniture might change just a little bit. I'm still in the process of moving all my stuff. I got my Kubota tractor, got that up here yesterday, so that's a relief. And I don't have my garden in yet, which I got the soil turned over. But we're going to change our focus a little bit, and we're going to start doing a little farming. So maybe you'll want to start a farm with me. But we're going to have a lot to do, and my hopes is just to document the process of starting a farm. There's a few cows over there. Let's walk over and see what they're up to. So we haven't even really got our house set up yet. All this stuff I just brought up. There's my backhoe. There's an old John Deere tractor. So we have just a few acres here, and kind of excited to get back into raising some animals. I was able to retire. Well, let's take a ride on the Gator. There was a number of things that I considered doing with all this video footage of me moving, starting the process of cleaning out that barn, getting the hay moved. There was just a lot of video footage to go through. So what I decided to do was just take some of that footage that showed the farm that we bought kind of in the raw land, what we had to do to get it set up just to where we can start doing what we want to do. So it was a bit of a challenge to narrow all this footage down into a reasonable length video, but I wanted to give the backdrop on a lot of this stuff on how we went from just flipping furniture to now making farm videos. It's a bit of a unusual transition, but I think in the long run, during the slow months of the farming season through the winter and maybe even a little bit in the heat of the summer, we can get in a lot of furniture flips there and do some neat things with the furniture once I get my shop updated. See, there's a nice little waterfall right there. And then there's actually a bigger one right there. It drops down. I can't get this over there, but we'll get back there at some point. It's like it'll be a nice place to sit on those hot days. It's kind of funny, the camera doesn't do it justice. I know this thing won't get up in two-wheel drive, so we'll switch it to four-wheel and see if we can't get up this. Well, we made it. Well, there we go. There's a quick little tour. Just wanted to give a little update. If you're new to farming, or if you just want to follow this process or follow this journey, not from scratch, because I do have some equipment, but this is just a raw cattle farm with barbed wire fence. So moving forward, what can you expect from this flipping furniture and the channel? Well, one would be a name change. I really like to name this flipping furniture, but it's not going to cover what we're going to do. We are still going to do furniture flips, and probably even more than what I did when I was working a full-time corporate position. On the new channel, what my goal is is to start a farm kind of from scratch. I do have some equipment, but this is all just raw land and cattle fence with barbed wire, and all that needs to come down. I bought my first farm in 1997, and that year I started getting animals. So we've had goats and chickens and donkeys and pigs, you name it, it's been on our farm. So that was, almost 30 years of raising different and various type of farm animals. And let's see, right now I'm 37, almost 38 years old. And in my 56 years on earth, I really tend to screw up a lot of things. A lot of it is just trying to do things differently, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. And what I want to do is document that process of starting this small farm and trying to achieve, pasture management, bringing in the animals, all of the various fencing needs and requirements, predator control, chicken coops, and the list goes on and on. But what we are going to do is start this thing from scratch, and we're going to document the entire process. So that raises the question, what can you expect from this flipping furniture moving forward? Well, one is going to be a name change to capture more of what we're actually doing around here. I mentioned I've been known to do stupid things. I try to do things differently or maybe a little bit unconventional, and sometimes it works. Most of the time it doesn't. So we'll be showing all of the good and fun things around here, and also all the things that I screw up from time to time. On top of that, we're going to start documenting this process of starting a small farm. Any fence that is up is just 4 or 5 strand barbed wire. So I don't particularly like barbed wire. So all that's coming down, and we're going to put up some better fence that will handle whatever animals show up here. Whatever animals show up here, we are going to make sure we take excellent care of them. We are going to give them some of the best feed. Always make sure they have fresh water, good fencing, safe fencing. We're going to take care of the animals the way that they're designed to be taken care of. And then whether we eat them or sell them, we'll document that process. So started from scratch, we'll probably talk about some finances, how expensive fence is, what's the most economical way, what's the safest way for certain animals. So we have to take all that into consideration. So if that's of interest to you, go ahead and subscribe. And so we're going to go ahead and get our garden started. I'm going to swap and get that bucket on, thread that in that low spot. Nice and easy. All there is to swapping out these buckets. I could keep going over that with the tiller and move it in to move this loose dirt into these low spots, but it'd be a lot quicker just to put that bucket on there and scrape some. So I wanted to get that done tonight because tomorrow we are Well, let's see where they are. So I know all the hateful comments are gonna come, but we have this little heifer that keeps getting out, and tomorrow we're gonna load this little black heifer up, and she's going to the slaughterhouse. So a couple 3 weeks we'll have some meat in the freezer. She's a little small, so we'll load them up in the barn. We'll come out that chute in the morning, probably put them in that trailer. I like to get in there and growing season. And there's old Casper. Casper hasn't learned to get along with the neighbor dog yet, and I feel a little bad if he ever got loose. I feel bad for the neighbor dog. That old neighbor dog would probably be on the losing end of that one. Ain't that right, Casper? The first order of business is to get the rest of the hay out of here. You're gonna see probably a little screwy way of doing it, but that little Kubota tractor can't take the top rolls off. So we got the John Deere out here taking the top off, and then I grab them with the Kubota tractor and he loads them onto the trailer. So a little bit of a screwy way of doing it, but we're getting her done. We have removed 42 rolls, and let's see how many we have left. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 18, 36 rolls left. So we're about halfway done. Then I can start working out here in the barn. Get rid of all of this junk. So this is the process that we used for most of it. Mike, the man on the John Deere, would take the top rows of hay off. I would take the bottom 2 rows, meet him out there where he could load them on the trailer. And then every time we got to a point where he needed to go in, he could reach back on that top row and get 4, so 2 on each side. And then that would allow me access to 8 rows on the Kubota. So it worked out pretty good, the workload and the distribution. Towards the end there, he got a little bit behind because I could keep pulling hay out while he was strapping the hay down and getting ready to transport. If you've never been able to participate in baling hay or cutting or tethering or just moving, it is typically a very long day, but there is probably not many things in life that are as satisfying when you look out in the field and all the rows of hay are put up, or when you have to get them moved out of the barn and all the rows of hay are moved out of the barn. It's dusty, it's dirty, you smile and you got black grit in your teeth from the dust, but yet it is oh so satisfying to get that done. So thanks for watching. It is filled with all my junk from the shop. So I have to find a home for all of this. This was all in hay. So I got about 21.5 tons of gravel up there. And I have about 20.5, so about 42 tons of gravel to move. Got to get that moved. I'm going to spread that in here, and this is going to serve a number of purposes. 1, my shop. 2, we're going to do some smaller farm animals. So you see we have a cattle chute over there. That's getting put outside, so I'll be building a shed on the side of that. And then my shop and my garage for the Camaro will be down through here. So we're going to get to work. Forgot my tractor was up here. Okay, so right here I'm spreading that gravel that I put in there, and this side wall, each bay is about 12 by 12. The barn is actually 40 by 100, but I'm going to take a 12 by 36 area and make that my shop. So what I'm doing now is spreading gravel, and this seems like a pretty good place to stop because I'm going to be putting hardwood floors down to avoid standing on concrete all day. So Looking forward to getting the hardwood floors down, and that will start my next video. So thanks for watching.